We got a call that residents saw a plane going down into the house. We got more calls that people heard explosions, and we arrived to heavy smoke coming out of the house, and we addressed it, approached it as a house fire.
How big was that plane?
I don't know how big it was. It was a small plane that we have coming out of our municipal airport.
Any injuries?
No injuries to the residents who live there. They were able to get out. They were home, but we do have 2 deceased people inside of the plane.
Are you able to disclose who they are?
We are not. We don't have that information. And actually, this scene, currently, Akron Fire is here. Coventry Fire came to help us out. Of course, Akron Police. But the scene is being investigated right now by Ohio State Patrol. And this scene is currently within their jurisdiction at the moment.
And also, the plane, do we know if it came from Cleveland Akron Airport?
I don't know. Our closest airport from here is Akron Municipal Airport. It could have come from that direction.
When we look at the house behind you, it looks like the house, it's a loss as well.
Once they do the investigation, they can tell that looking at the structural integrity of the home and what all the damage is. But we will be speaking more with the homeowner.
And talking about resources on scene, how many crews? Was there also mutual aid in this response?
We do have, like I said, we have Akron Fire, Coventry Fire, Akron Police. We also have our Akron Water Department on scene and Ohio State Patrol.
Tell me how you're assessing the scene right now.
Well, our Ohio State Patrol, they are going over the scene, looking at the evidence and taking pictures. We also have our Akron Fire investigator on scene, and they're working together. We will also call in our Ohio State Fire Marshal, and they will all work together.
How many people are in the home?
I do not know how many people were in the home. I was only told that there were no injuries at this time from any of those who lived there.
Obvious question, you may not be able to answer, but how? How did this all, do you have any?
We will find that out as the investigation unfolds.
I assume now the FAA is also now going to investigate.
Correct, they have been called.
Talk to me about securing the scene. Obviously, this is at a time where many people are getting home from work. Talk to me how you guys went about securing the scene. Obviously, this is a very complex situation.
It is. With a neighborhood such as this where the homes are so close together, they've got, a common entrance to get onto their street. We do have to be very protective of all of the residents who live here, make sure they're safe as we continue the investigation with the multiple agencies.
And how close is this area to an airport, to the airport that you mentioned, I suppose?
It's less than a couple miles. So we'll investigate, like I said, where it came from, what they were doing, and see what the evidence brings to our agencies.
Now, a plane crashing into someone's home is scary. What reassurance can you provide to the neighbors who live in the area who may be worried?
Well, we'll look at the investigation. We'll see, again, what we can find out, and we'll talk to the neighbors. Right now, our goal is to keep them safe as well.
Have the bodies been recovered from the crash yet?
We've got our Summit County Medical Examiner's Office en route.
I guess this scene's going to be investigated for several hours. Probably no opening of this area.
Well, we are letting residents get to their homes. This is where they live, but we're keeping the scene, the direct scene, we're keeping that secure.
What about the people who live next door to the home? Are they being evacuated, or they can go to their homes?
I have not spoken to them. Again, you see many of the residents who are walking around. We just are not letting them get really close to the scene while the investigation is unfolding.
What current dangers might be still in this crash that presents to people in the area?
Well, like I said, we put out a fire. We have to make sure the aftermath of that fire, anything that may still be smoldering, we'll keep taking a look at that. And we do everything within the bounds that Akron Fire has within our policies.
How long from the initial call to when the fire was knocked down would you say that took?
I would have to look at those exact times, but our engine was on scene pretty fast. Coventry Fire was on scene as well with us pretty soon. And they wasted no time in attacking the fire.
And I may be forgetting, when did that initial call come in?
I believe it came in around 3:45.